Hello and welcome back to another Demis Hellen tutorial. I have been kindly given the chance to review the Trance Essence extension pack, and boy is there some good sounds in here. So I just want to kind of go through this pack and maybe just build a bit of a track out of it so you can see how easy it is to build a track without actually using any external effects. So on the if we just look on the mixer here, let's just close Rapid for a second. We have literally nothing on here. No inserts, no send effects, no EQing. There is nothing at all. The only thing I'd probably do is the setting the gains to -12, but I'm not even going to do that. So let's just have a quick listen to a couple of sounds. And I just want to explain as well how easy this is to install. You get the download pack. You download the pack, and then what you do is when you set the installer to run, it will ask you to activate, which Rapid's already activated because you've got Rapid, and then it will take you to the website to get a license, and then you download the license, and then you just install all from the same menu window within Rapid. It will say then please import that text file. Done. And that's it. That's all you have to do to import your pack. So really simple, no craziness around that. So I've got running plucks on this one. I've just been experimenting with some sounds, so not necessarily going to use these ones, but just showing you what's available. So this one's called running plucks, and I like this one quite a bit. So let's just jump on here. You can see we've just got this here. Got a bit of side chain going on. Got a really nice sound, and then you can couple that up with some bass notes. Really nice sound, and obviously we've got this same control up here. So if I just hold a chord for you, a bit more punch is added when you turn this up. Sidechain can be reduced and wide. Sounds about nice there, and then we can have that same pattern again. Really nice sound, and that's one of my favourites in the ARP section there. Then on the next one, I was exploring some keys. Really nice sound again, and again if we play it in that same style. Very nice sound. Again, we have a few things up here, so let's hit a chord and see what's happening. Add a bit of width to your sound. Remove the delay via a filter. And that's adding some time lag there. As you can see, that is controlling the time lag. This Trance Essence XT comes with a variety of preset types. So we've got ARPs, basses, drum kits, drum loops, just drums on their own, leads, keys, melodies, pads, plucks, splitted, soloed, sequenced. There's so many there, and including a couple of full tracks in there, which is a very nice addition to the pack. So I'm going to pick some sounds. There is another one that I did like, and I think it was called Time Lapse, I think. And we're just going to build a bit of a track up here. I think it was in the pluck section. Trance piano. There we are. Time lapse. I really like that sound. And then you got a few morphing options up here with the things. So let's just create something that sounds sort of trancey. I think, yeah, it's So this is a melodic idea I've been playing with for a couple of weeks when I just demo sounds and things. I've not actually made a track with it, so let's do this. So here we go. And then, oh, we didn't have a... That will have been in time, but let's have that properly. And then I think the other one is the same, but with the note lower. So if you want to use this pattern, go ahead. Use the pattern, that is fine by me. Okay, so let's shorten the note lengths. We'll leave the velocity values in there just to give it a little bit more realism. Okay, so that is our, say, introductory melody sequence. Okay, so we can shape this sound, obviously. Let's just explore these layers. Just going to chop the top end off a little bit with that morph feature. And that is a fade-in option, so that's quite nice. So you can see the sound here is just one oscillator, one layer, sorry, and then two oscillators working there, and it sounds really nice. All right, so let's just explore this sound before we carry on. This is one of the solos, and it's called Cold Ice Cubes. Really modern sounding, very a state of trance style. Got a really nice sound to it. Again, morph A and B and C up there, so really nice sound. But we're not going to use that one today. We might come back to it possibly. I'm going to explore a bass preset, and I can't remember the name of this one. Maybe I'll recognise it. In fact, it's Blood Brothers. That is the one. I really like this sound. There's just something about it that sounds really good. So let's loop that on 4 bars. Let's see if we can come up with a nice bass. Okay, so we'll have that over 4 bars. Sound very trancey yet, but just bear with me. We'll record this bass line and we'll see how it goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm only recording one note there. We seem to have done that on the beat and then these off. I'm going to shorten them notes down so they're all the same length. And quantize them. There we are. And I'm going to create a classic rolling trance bass here. Just going to zoom in a bit. I've turned off the quantize and I'm just shortening that note down just a tad. So now we have... So I prefer that to go down possibly. Might be too low. Yeah, too low. Okay, let's just have a listen to that with the lead. Let's have that swapped round there. Let's see what that sounds like. There we are, we have the bass line. Right, let's repeat the first part. So we just got the same bass. Now I'm just going to mute that. And I'm going to show off the capabilities now. Let's drag this one to the bottom. And we are going to explore the drum sounds that come with Trance Essence. Okay, so let's just pick this drum kit. Okay, so 1 octave below. Ooh. Bit too much click. That's got a kind of a weird sound on it, but let's just go with that because I like the style of kick drum better there. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we seem to be missing the first kick there. And we're not on time. Let's just drag them. Okay, so we have okay, so on the bass, because we're not going to use any inserts, we are going to add after all of the effects. So we're sidechaining everything. We're going to add the sidechain. And we're going to put soft curve. And on the bass, we are going to put some sidechains. So as soon as we're not using external effects, so we're just going to use everything that Rapid offers, we are going to use the sidechain within here. And we can set it to classic, and that should be good. We'll just set the mix to about 70-ish%, somewhere around there. And we need it to, it's controlling the gain. It's not on. Nearly just over 50%. Okay, so then it gives away this. And I think what we're going to do is change that kick. I think it was 2 octaves up. That sounds much better. Right, so what we need to do now is open up the lanes, and if you've never used lanes before on Cubase, it's just like different idea lanes where you can have the same recording repeated, and obviously you pick the best one, but I'm going to use this for a kind of track building purpose. Really, just get them the same length. Okay, so we've got some hats in there. Let's do some offbeat hats. Yeah, like that. Open hat, should we say? I want a decent crash here. That could work. So again, copy that down. We'll have that over, use the time stretching feature here. We'll have that over that much. Hopefully that will cover that. So at the moment we have, and let's not repeat that bit for now. Okay, so we're going to use the velocities here, so let's just change that around. We're going to do the same for this open hat. It's just a good way to obviously alter your volumes and then you don't have to mess around with other parts. And then with the kick drum, I think what we'll do is we're using this one. In fact, this is the effects. Before all of that, we will use the equalizer and we'll just boost it a little bit. I'm going to make these the same length as well. that is the hat. We don't want that, so we're just trying to work that one out then. Okay, sounding good. Let's copy that over. So now we have this. And this. So I think I'm going to drown this in a little bit of reverb. So let's look at the reverb. I'm just going to increase this, increase the decay. And I think... And again, we'll have a little bit of sidechain on here as well. We'll go classic, mix to about 20-ish%. And we'll have this sidechain before the reverb and delay, so we get the full effect of those two. And they're not side-changed. Side-changed, should we say, not side-changed. Let's just try these on the beats. No, it doesn't sound too good. Right, let's build some chord structures. So let's, first of all, let's just listen to the whole thing here in a loop. Oops. First of all, let's listen to this loop in full, and then we'll take the next step. Alright, I'm liking the sound of this. Let's add some extra bass layers in there. So we'll jump into this one, and we'll pick a different pattern. So let's just go for the standard, just for the sake of time. Okay, so then we'll copy that over to C, E flat, and B flat. Okay, so I think I have spotted some mid basses in here, so it does cater for everything. Or am I seeing things? Let's just have a listen to some of these. Ooh. I think we can use that one there. Let's just see what everything does on this preset. Okay, so I'm going to open up the envelope a bit more. I'm going to shorten this down. Okay, so we're starting to get a little bit more of a sort of a mid-bass territory. Delay, I'm going to make it a little bit more present. Just introduce some more low detail into there. Right, and that's fine. That sounds good enough for me. I think maybe on the EQ we could just add a high shelf. Let's do a high shelf. Okay, so it just gives it a little bit of presence, and again, let's remember to do this. I'll put it at the bottom, sidechain, and we'll use classic, and we'll have it about just over 50%. All right, let's have a listen. Just check these volume levels. So yeah, it's a little bit quieter. Let's increase the volume. So the best way we could do this possibly, we need to make it more defined. Let's just try a little bit of distortion, see if this does anything for us. Listen to that sound. And that's just on soft at the moment. Let's have a listen to that. There's nothing stopping us automating that distortion EQ frequency there. I'm just going to add a little bit more sidechain. Okay, let's have a listen to that again. And we could help the cause by just shortening these notes down again. So I've just turned off the grid snapping. And we possibly could put this up an octave. And it sounds too weak. I don't think I transposed that down, did I? There we are. Let's have that rise constantly. Nope, loses character. Alright, let's just have a listen with these in. Okay, that's sounding a little bit better, so we'll call that mid-bass. We'll call this rolling bass. We'll call this melody 1, and we'll just rename that drums. Alright, so we've built sort of a bit of a track there so far. We've got a mid-bass and a rolling bass, so technically I'd add another layer of bass in there, but for the sake of this video, I think we'll add some chords. Let's add some chords in there, and then to finish the video off, we will look at some more of the presets in depth. We'll look at some of the sequences and just have a mess around, and hopefully that will interest you a little bit into seeing how the pack sounds as well. Alright, so let's look at the melody here. And we start on F, don't we? So let's just keep one note for now. Turn on grid locking again. I'm just going to draw a simple sort of pattern in here. I don't think that's exactly what I want, but we'll have a listen. Okay, we'll have that, and we'll just repeat this for a second. And let's go and choose another sound from the Trance Essence pack. So let's pick keys. See what these sound like. That has a nice quality to it though. Maybe a bit too high. Let's have a bit of flange in there. had to mess around with that sound earlier and I didn't think to use it in chords. I was just kind of just using it as a solo lead. Sidechain, classic. Bit deeper. Okay, we're getting a little bit synthwavy there, so let's just have a listen to that. And too much, so. And it would help if we was controlling the right one, just had to reset that there. And we want this to run indefinitely. And I think that is the problem with the bass. Sorry if you've already noticed this. I didn't turn off the first note arpeggiator mode off. We'll keep it running normally. And that's going to be the same for the mid bass, so just watch out for that setting there again. So I just want it to set to none, so it's just running indefinitely to the tempo of the track. And let's just readjust the mid bass now. Okay, so now we made adjustments based on that poor judgment there. So first things first, let's just reduce the master fader again. Okay, that's a little bit better. So let's move that over. Copy that there. So I'm just going to turn down on here. So don't worry about all the clipping things. We're not going to make this into a proper track, but do make sure you're gain staging if you are doing this. That sounds good. And then on this one, let's have... A little bit cheesy, I know, but this is for the sake of a tutorial. So let's have that in there. Okay, we are still too crazy hot on that one. So. There we are. Then we could have this in the background, just kind of going. Or we could just have that repeating but fading in. So we've got a little bit of a jump on there, so we might have that like that just to give it a little bit more character. No, we'll leave it as it is. We'll sort that out. And then some hats. And then some rolling hats here. Okay, so I'm just going to turn on read and write for melody 1. Just move the high pass there, turn off writing. And sorry, we have that written in here. So let's have that high pass off to this point. And we'll have it curve in a little bit. Okay, let's have a listen. And with this one, we've already got this filtered off on a low pass 6. Let's have a low pass 12 on there as well, and we'll go there. That'll do. So what we'll do on that one is enable write and read. We'll just move that a tad, open up, and we should have nothing there. So let's do that again. We wasn't recording. There we are. We'll fade that into full volume. And obviously, for the sake of time, we could have that over 16 bars or 32 bars and say that's happened, and then this rolling bass comes in. Alright, so that is going to be where we leave this track. I will put this MIDI into a compressed zip file for you, and it will be available on the website. Just follow the link down below and you can get the bass pattern and the melodic sequence that I've used there. And obviously, if you want the pack, you're going to have to head over to Parawave. I think there's a little bit of a sale on at the moment, so just go over and have a look at that and see what you can get for your money in the Christmas holidays. So let's finish off by loading another, let's just save that. We'll load another instance of Rapid. So let's just duplicate this one and we'll drag it down here, delete everything on it. Let's see what we have in terms of the sequences. So at the beach, let's have a listen to this one. You're going to like some of these. Got a full sequence in there. Really, really nice, that one. So that's just a sequence there, and you can see there's no split textures. Light fire. Love that brass sound. This one's called Move Your Head. lovely automation there from the sequence. Numbers on the wall. Loving that sine sound. Again, here's the pattern. I do like that one. And then we've got Pro Trancer. And again, like on the bass view here, we have one note. Receive that note, and if you look at the bass on here, got automation here. A bit of noise in there. That's the full drum sequence there. So it comes with a full drum sequence, even though these ones are looping. It just gives a nice sense of depth. So that's the sequences. Let's have a look at the splitted presets. So we have a gated synth on the right hand. So let's have a play around with that. So easily make a nice sounding track start there. Now we have this, so splitting doesn't have to be a sequenced event, so this one has more like a string texture, like say closer to a cello / an oboe or something like that. And then you've got more of a bell lead pad on this side. So if that's your thing, get on board with that one. So we've got Once Upon a Time. And don't forget, on this side, if you look at the drum patterns here, we've got a longer sequence. And if you don't want that to start over and over when you're changing your key, just use it as a legato feature. So hold your note and then start your next note and let go slowly. So you're just using that legato feature. So it keeps that sequence going then. So just a little bit of a tip there. Red Dragon. Really nice sounds there. We've got voice pads. Really nice voice pad there. And then we're on to strings there, so we're not going to look at strings too much, but that's Disto Flood. We didn't want to really look at that one, but let's have a look at the tracks. So if you're wondering how this is being controlled in terms of the bass notes changing when they're not actually changing, we're using these semitones up here and it's been automated. So just watch this in a second. See automate then. So just automate the semitones, which is just basically changing the notes, and then you don't have to draw a complex pattern in there. It's always an option. Really like that one. And then strong places is the other track. And check that MIDI out. And that's how you automate your note changes. So you can see again, this is happening. Just use the sequencer. Okay, and then we're going to introduce full power. Truly amazing, that one. Let's look at this one again. We didn't use the macros up here for this one. There we are. So that is a look into there. Let's just have a look at a couple of pads and then we'll leave it there. Love some of these. There we are. So get your trance head on and create some awesome sounds. Like that pad's beautiful. I could endlessly go through all of these. That is the end of the video, and if you enjoyed this, if you liked everything that you saw in there, just let me know in the comments and leave a like if you really enjoyed the video. And finally, hit the subscribe button, 3 videos per week, and that's going to continue over the Christmas break too. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.